Welcome to the Same Way Podcast, the podcast where I talk about things that are in my mind. And on this episode, I am going to talk about things that have happened recently. So, first thing is, I have completed the Genesee Valley Greenway Trail. So I have wanted to do the Genesee Valley Greenway Trail. I've done the trail, but I've only done it from where it starts at the Erie Canal and to where it's at New Year 252 so I've only done it. I haven't done, but that was when I didn't. But up until recently, I haven't had. Recently I've done it in its whole entire length, which means I went at least 6 hours. It was by the time I got to the end of the trail in Mount Morris, it was quite sick. It was maybe six hours. I was 6 hours out, and it was and I did not now I did not pack. Now I was not prepared for that because it was early. Now on the day I did it, which basically what I did was I woke up early and then I left too early to go on the trail, and then when I got into Mount Morris, it was probably it was 12. It was almost 1 o'clock, and that was that is, and it was hot, and it was just hot, and I was sweating, and it was hard. It was just hard because I didn't have enough drinks to drink, and I wasn't prepared for this for such a long ride. I thought it was only just 2 hours out and 2 hours back, and that was it. And that's what my mom thought it was thought it was only I was gonna be back early, but it's still back in the morning hours. But I was out there in the afternoon hours, and so I had to, and it was quite hot, and I was just sweating, and boy did I not as prepared as I thought. Now when I got to the Wadsworth Junction, which point of the trail, I actually did take a selfie near at the Wadsworth Junction, and with a little telephone pole going through, a little distribution line going through, and plus I took some pictures of power lines on the trail, so that was, and so those were good. So that was a good chance for me to get some, and it was also I was able to get it out of the way. But now unfortunately I couldn't. Now once I got to the end of the trail in Mount Morris, I couldn't travel all the way back home because I was tired, and I didn't have enough energy to go back to bike home, to bike the whole way back, and I was so what I had to do was I had to have my mom come and pick me, drive all the way from where her workplace. She had to drive from work to come and pick me up, to come to Mount Morris to pick me up and to give me a ride, and I didn't want and if I was more prepared, I wouldn't. She would have not had to drive from work to come, because if I was super exhausted, I would. So, but things like this, I have to. I mean, that's why this is really why the Boy Scout motto, "Be prepared," is very important. That's why it's very important, because you got to be prepared for anything that comes your way. Whether, well, in my case, I should like I didn't know I not like in this case, I was not prepared because I didn't know it was gonna be 4 hours one way, and then more than 2 hours, more than that it was gonna be 6 hours, and that it was and I was gonna and I should have brought money. I should have had more than I should have tripled or doubled the amount of drinks I had. I should have brought I could have I mean I should have brought I mean I should have brought a lunch or something, or more, lots of food. I mean, like, I just was not fully. I did not follow the Boy Scout motto on that. Well, there was now as I on the route, there were some drizzle. There was a little bit of drizzle in some areas, but well, I had a code I was prepared with a code, and I had a reflective vest, and I was that I came prepared with, but everything else but the rest I mentioned, I just was that ended up making me not fully prepared for a 6 hour bike ride, and it was and so and I and so I and so and that's why and so and my and again, the reason to follow the Boy Scout motto, be prepared, is very important. It's important because you got to be prepared for everything. It doesn't have to just not. It can you have to be prepared for anything, but it doesn't just have to do with it. It doesn't just have to do with like, well, it mostly can be for camping terms, but it can also be like you just gotta be prepared for what comes your way. Whether just think of it as I just have to be prepared for what's gonna come. Like, if I just be prepared to say to like I mean, maybe the Boy Scout motto, be prepared, can be used outside of outdoors environment, but yeah, but I should have been more prepared for my bike for a 6 hour bike ride, and when I didn't think it was good, when I thought it was only, when it wasn't 4 hours out, and when it was like 4 hours and stuff. So which means if I want to do the Lehigh Valley Trail, which that is actually one of the trails that's on my list. Well, if I want to do that, I need to be more prepared. I need to make sure I'm more prepared than I was with the Genesee Valley Greenway Trail. Like if I'm gonna do the Lehigh Valley Trail, I need to bring money. I need to make sure I bring money. I need to double or triple the drinks. I have to, well, make sure I have a reflective vest, have my camera, and have granola. Have a good amount of, like, probably maybe even double the granola bars, and have some then, and so that and by doing that I can assure that I'm gonna be able to do the Lehigh Valley Trail and do it, and be able to and be able to do it without and not have to be in the situation where I had to and not have to have my mom have to come and pick me up, and I can do the Lehigh Valley Trail in its whole entire lane and I can do it without getting and I can do it without getting tired or and passing out or having to stop and take breaks. I mean now I can't stop. Now stopping to take some breaks is a very good idea. But just not have to take so many breaks but just not have to take a lot of breaks and because so I'm hoping to do the Lehigh Valley Trail at some. It's so that like this is. It's if I'm gonna do it, I need to make sure that I plan it out right. Like that I plan how long it is from how long will it take me to go from the beginning of it from our house to where it ends and where it ends to the house and all that I need to make. I mean, if I'm gonna do it now, hopefully I'm gonna be able to do it sometime soon, because now it is now when I'm filming now at the time I'm filming this, it's been quite hot. It's been quite hot lately, and so which means it's not easy to do biking out because it's been hot so much this at the time I'm filming this, and but I've been hearing that it's been gonna it's most the best times for me the best times are when it's like not as hot, like it maybe 70s and like probably 70s and stuff, and is when it's better. On days where it's 70 degrees or lower, it's not so bad. It's not too bad. It's not. That's pretty much where it's the fine point. But when it gets to like 80 and 90 degrees, that's probably a sign that I shouldn't do that. I can't do a long bike ride because I'll get sweat because I'm gonna sweat have a super high dosage of sweat, and so I definitely don't, and so I definitely want to. So I'm definitely gonna make sure I make it plan to when I go to do the Lehigh Valley Trail that I make to do it, and that I make a good plan I plan better. Now, for those who do not know what the Genesee Valley Greenway Trail is, I am going to give you a couple facts. The Genesee Valley Greenway is a rail trail in western New York's Genesee River Valley. The trail stretches for 90 miles along the former Pennsylvania Railroad right-of-way, as well as adjacent land from the Genesee Valley Canal. The low-grade path is a multi-use trail which is well suited for hiking, biking, horseback backing, riding, and cross-country skiing. If you're into hiking or biking, then this trail is definitely a trail for you. Next, I want to talk about Lego sorting. So from my last previous episodes, I posted recently on my YouTube channel, my Lego channel, Bird Vice, which is the channel you're watching this from. well, I actually put out a community post saying that that I have been that I haven't been soaring that since that so last week in the last episode I did not sort my Lego. I wasn't. I have been taking. I've been just taking a break from Lego. I just took a break from Lego sorting in the last few weeks prior to this week, and it was, and I just felt like I wasn't that I wasn't sure how I was gonna get anything done, but then recently, I actually I have started. I have actually started sorting. I'm back to start. I have started to get back into sorting Lego, and actually recently I did it for not just 20. I didn't just do it for 20 minutes. I did it like for a few hours rather than I did I did it for a few hours. So I did more Lego sorting than I probably should have. But so yeah, and so I feel so as long as I keep sorting my Lego and I try and make the time each and every day. Then I should be able to get some of my Lego sorted by by the end of 2023. So next I want to talk about my Lego samus creation. So many episodes. So on one of my previous episodes, I talked about that I was my Lego samus creation, and that I was working on building it. Well, now I have a bit now. For my Facebook users, I have posted pictures of it, but for my viewers, for my subscribers and viewers here on YouTube, July 23rd, 2023 is going. I am going to that Sunday that on July 23rd. That is when I'm going to doing a Lego creation showcase of my Samus figure creation on the live stream. So July 23rd, 2023 is when I will showcase that for my YouTube viewers, for my viewers on YouTube. But recently I have finally recently built the whole my Samus figure and it's all built and it's done. So next I want to talk about my Dell laptop. So one of my last episodes when I did my office tour at that time, I showed my Dell laptop. That was like over here somewhere. Well, now I realized that I knew I had. But recently I decided to store it away. But now, but instead of storing it down where it wasn't downstairs, I'm actually storing it in my laptop case in my laptop case in my nightstand one of my nightstand drawers, so that it's still there, and then if I want to use it I can take it back on. Now coming soon I will give you a new updated office tour and show you what it looks like without my office looks like without my Dell laptop being part of it. stay tuned as I will be stay tuned as I will do a new as I will be doing I will have an update on the store on one of the next Sammy podcast episodes, and for so that you'll be able to see what it looks like now instead of how it looked like before. So next, I want to talk about something that I have been doing for my health. So recently I have started doing meal planning, and what that means is that I keep track of things of what I'm gonna eat for all three main meals of the day. So that being breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So now what do I use to how do I keep track, how do I do it? Well, I have this, I don't know, I have this meal plan sheet which I print out, and I basically use it to take note of what I'm gonna eat each for breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day of each week. So by doing this, what I'm hoping it will help me do is to make sure I know what I'm gonna eat, and also potentially also decrease the chances of me over portioning food, and knowing, like, so that I don't take the two containers of the same leftover and eat them, and that I only eat one container of leftovers. And actually, my sister my sister has been using this too. So because when I first started this, she actually wanted me to print a sheet for her. So it was very cool. So it's nice that my sister even wanted to start using this too. So, and that's great because I think this is like the best meal plan sheet I could find online. So yeah, so it was definitely, but I spent time looking around on the internet for a meal for the right type of meal plan sheet. But then I found this, the one I showed you, and then I recognized that this was the perfect meal plan sheet. Now, unfortunately, it does not have a section for snacks, but it's okay. Snacks is what matters most is having breakfast, lunch, and dinner are more important meals of the day than snacks. I'm not saying I can't have snacks every day of the week, but thinking back to on one of my episodes when I talked about the needs and wants mindset, that if you apply that to your health, snacks are basically a want. You don't need snacks to live. Like, snacks are just like snacks. You don't need snacks to survive. Whereas breakfast, lunch, and dinner, those are needs, because you need to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Because snacks are wants. Snacks are a want, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner are a need. So you can even apply the needs and wants mindset to even also your health in terms of what meals you eat. Like, for example, fast food is a want, because you don't need fast food to live. Thank you for watching the 24th episode of the Sammy Podcast, and I will see you on the next episode. So Until then, see you next time.